So one Sunday morning, I was at Seacoast Church in Mount Pleasant, and I had some pastoral responsibilities that morning, but there was a mom who wanted me to meet with her son, Micah, and something told me I needed to meet with this guy. So I went to a local bagel shop with Micah, and him and I were sitting down, and he was just in a tough situation. Actually, in the course of our meeting, he ended up giving his life to the Lord, but he told me about a very difficult situation, that he actually owed $3,700 to some very serious drug dealers who had just let him know the night before that if he didn't have the money within 48 hours, a hit was going to go out on his name. So Micah and I parted company. That next day on Monday, I was trying to think of something I could do to help Micah. I mean, he was thinking about how to leave town and get away from these guys. Well, that day I already had a meeting scheduled with this guy, Robert. And Robert and I were in the habit of just meeting together and talking about what was going on in our spiritual journey. So as we were meeting, I started telling him about Micah and how he had given his life to the Lord, but that he also owed $3,700 to these drug dealers. And Robert stopped me in conversation and said, you know, 3 months ago, I was sitting in a worship service at Seacoast, and I felt like the Lord told me to set aside $3,700. I couldn't believe it. Robert wanted to pay Micah's debt. Robert and I went to his apartment, and he handed me $3,700 in cash. I ended up talking to Micah's mom on the phone, and she was freaking out. Micah came into the church office, and he was freaking out. He ended up paying off that debt, and to my knowledge, is still walking with the Lord today. So walking out of that situation, I came to see that it's really just about doing ordinary things. You know, Robert and I were just meeting on that Monday because we were trying to grow in our spiritual journey. Robert didn't know why he was setting aside the $3,700, except that he just felt like he was supposed to. What it was is it was just a bunch of ordinary people doing very ordinary things, and an extraordinary God interjecting himself into the situation and weaving those ordinary things together to do an incredible miracle that could only be attributed to him. So what's the takeaway for us? Do the ordinary things. Make the phone call, send the text message, have the meeting. You never know when it might be your turn for a miracle.